Welcome back, guys. This is Jay Love, and we are back with another Let's Play with our ZOI, Kim Pierre. Today's video is going to be another narration, but before we get started, let's do our verse of the day. And our verse of the day is Ecclesiastes 12, verse 13. And it says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." Once again, that's Ecclesiastes 12, verse 13. Make sure you go back and read for context, and let's get into the video, guys. I'm sure you guys are aware of what happened with Jacob and how all of that played out. And so for Kim, I wanted things to change for her. Because of how crazy everything played out and how it affected her, I decided she needed to take a break from men and just enjoy herself and focus more on her career. And in that process, if a man decides to ask her out on a date or sweep her off her feet, we'll just let it happen. But right now, I think she really needs a break from men. So I made sure to lock the door because that at least gives us a chance to call the police if he dares break the door down. So it buys us time. So that's a good thing. Speaking of focusing on career, we are almost at that point where we upgrade to a 4-star restaurant, which I am so excited for because guess what? We will be able to get a new employee. The workday went really well today. I did have to give some training to Violet because she kept making low quality meals even after a whole week, and that was not okay. Kim met this new customer and she was really liking him. They had a long conversation and they got to know each other a little bit, and he actually ended up asking her out. However, there's this bug going on right now that's preventing us from seeing these opportunities on our schedule. Despite all this, you could see that they were really hitting it off. And right behind them, you can see Violet trying to listen in on what's going on. This girl act like I can't see her, but it's okay. She went back to doing her work. At the end of the work shift, we finally made it to 4 stars, and the Bliss Bay City Hall celebrated with us by giving us a $1,000 grant. I'm actually so happy that we finally made it to the 4-star mark because that took a long time. By the time Kim reached home, she was exhausted, and rightly so. She did some hard work. But I tried to put her to bed early so that she could try to make it to the date that she had scheduled with the guy. But she ended up oversleeping and she didn't make it. So she ended up just going to the beach and getting a hot dog. And I was like, since we're here, we might as well take advantage of the beach because she hasn't been here for a while. So I had her just go on the beach and relax. And she put some suntan lotion on. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. She don't need no suntan. I know that, but it doesn't have the option for sunscreen, so this is what we're going with. I let her relax on the beach and just soak in the environment. And honestly, the view is stunning. It made me feel relaxing. While she was relaxing, I just remembered that she had a few coupons from Oro Oro restaurant on the pier, and I decided to take her there because why not? Kim used the coupon to get a steak, and it was so good. Just look at how it looks, guys. And she was sitting at the table by herself, but this gentleman decided to sit down with her. So we just enjoyed his company. And not too long after, more people began to sit at the table and crowd around her. I'm not really sure why, but that's what happened, guys. So I tried not to think too much of it because 2 of them didn't even have food. But, maybe they just wanted to spark up a conversation. I don't know, but Kim was just eating. I did have one more voucher, and I'm contemplating on what I want to use that for. Maybe a date. Probably a date. That's actually a good idea. Anyway, after Kim finished eating, she went to the edge of the pier, and she looked out at the water, and honestly, the view is just stunning. And the thought came to my head. I was like, since we're having such a great time, let's just go to the fair. So that's exactly what we did. We went to the fairgrounds, and we just had a time. Kim was a solo rider for all of the rides that she went on, but that was okay because we know how to have a good time. We know how to enjoy ourselves. We know how to be the fun. So I made sure Kim got on all the rides, and I mean all of them. She did ride a few of them a couple of times, but of all the rides, I had to say this one had the best view. I loved that I could see over the buildings, and it was just amazing. And I also went on a mega drop, which, come on guys, this is crazy. It feels like something that you would see on a magazine or a poster. The last ride Kim went on was the roller coaster, and I'm actually happy to see people on the ride with her, but I wish there were more. But then again, she did come at a very early time, so perhaps that explains why there were only 3 people besides her on that ride. But overall, this was an enjoyable experience for Kim and for me as a player, honestly. Getting to see her enjoy herself like this and actually unwind from all the crazy things that just happened a few days ago. I just enjoy watching her be herself and watching her be happy, watching her be content, and watching her find joy in the little things. Because it really is the little things that make people happy. After all those fun activities, I was going to send her home, but I saw this gentleman and I had to stop him. Like, just look at him. And he was here with his mom as well. So I got to meet the both of them. And you know what's the crazy thing? His mom and him has the same name. So you could imagine how confusing it was trying to interact with the both of them because they both had the same name. But she ended up going home after all those interactions because it was getting late and too many people were starting to show up. So Kim got ready for bed and now we're starting the next day. Winter is over and now it's spring, and Kim woke up in the worst mood because her allergies were acting up. I got her some medicine and I had her gather some clothes so she can go donate it, and we set up her closet for her spring outfits. I did make her try granola for the first time, and I'm not gonna lie, that's nasty because they had Greek yogurt and ew, like Greek yogurt has no taste. Ugh. I had Kim go on a computer to try to find some more dating partners, and we was not having any luck this time. There was nobody texting, and I was like, that's shocking because where are all the men in this city? What are they doing? I was like, whatever, let's go donate these clothes so we can go to our doctor's appointment. So I had her head over to her doctor's appointment, get her checkup because her allergies were getting really bad. And this girl was there for almost a whole day. So after that, I made her go get some lottery tickets from the corner store and she headed back home. Heading back home was a hassle though because the traffic was really bad. And imagine walking on foot trying to get past these cars. Like, they were not trying to let any pedestrians go through. They were just blocking the median and everything. When we finally made it home though, we made some salmon. It was so good, guys. Because, the steak from earlier, you can't top that. So the next best thing was the salmon. Now, hopefully, I do hope that they change the fact that when grilling the steak, you have to buy a grill because you can make steak over the stove in real life, but in the game, you're limited to the grill. And I don't want to buy a grill. So I guess we're just going to have to eat steaks from Oro Oro's restaurant. So because Kim's ambition is to be the next top leader, I did have her set up a goal to read one self-help book a day and also get her rhetoric skills up. She already maxed her rhetoric skills, so now it's just the one book a day. The next day after work, I had Kim change up the shop because now we are able to hire another employee, which means I have to figure out a way to fit 3 stoves and 2 refrigerators. I managed to make it work, and I made sure Kim restocked for the next day. One thing I failed to mention is when we met the man and his mom, I did give her our business card so that she can visit the shop, and hopefully we can make her an employee. The next day, I made sure Kim dressed glamorously for work because guess what? I'm done wearing those scrubs. I don't want to wear that anymore. I feel like it takes away from her shine as an owner. Besides, people need to know that she owns Bon Bagay. Like, this is her restaurant. The workday went really well. I actually had to train Miss White because she literally has no cooking or baking skills at all. And I found out strange because, like, you're old. How's that possible? But anyways, I had to train her. But as you guys can see, it wasn't going too good because she was lost the whole time. And I'm not sure what she wasn't understanding. Cooking is cooking. It's just a series of steps that you take to put ingredients together. And because she was having such a hard time catching on, I invited her to the house so that we can get to know each other better and maybe that'll help her with her skills. So I invited her over and I made sure to make a big meal. And of course, I had to eat because old people tend to walk slow, unfortunately, and I was hungry. She managed to make it, and I gave her some medicine because she was complaining that she was sick, and we got to know each other a little better. She actually had no problem giving up information, which is very eye-opening. But Miss White did tell me that she was very tired. She was complaining that she was exhausted from the workday earlier, and so I allowed her to take a nap on the couch. And when she woke up, she eventually saw herself out and took some food with her. Since this went so well, I decided to plan a company picnic. So that's exactly what we did. So the next day, we held our very first company picnic, and Miss White invited her son. One thing that I realized about the both of them is that they let information go easily. Like, you can ask a question and they didn't get offended. And I'm like, so what's the difference between him and the other dudes? Every question that Kim asked him, he actually gave an answer to. And that made me glad because he wasn't wasting our time. They were hitting it off pretty well, but it hit an awkward point because Ricardo showed up and he was just looking at her like, girl, what are you doing? It's safe to say that Ricardo still has a crush on her. I tried to control Kim to the best of my abilities and prevent her from getting too lovey-dovey, but I think this girl is a hopeless romantic or something because it was very hard. One of our old employees came to visit and it was nice seeing him. Overall, the company picnic was a success. Everybody had a great time. Everybody ate. They took pictures with each other. And it was just an enjoyable experience for everyone. Because this went well, maybe I'll start doing something every weekend where I take the company out bowling or something. But if you guys made it this far into the video, thank you so much. God bless you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and see you in the next video.